Hello, I am David Ehrenstein. I'm here with my dad Jerry, and we are here to build a sukkah, which is a temporary dwelling that Jews build on the holiday of Sukkot, which is one of the three major festivals, and it's mentioned in the Bible, in the 5 books of Moses. It says that you should build a sukkah on the holiday of Sukkot. And there is one tradition that it represents the temporary dwellings that the wandering Jews in the desert built as they were leaving Egypt. But there are other connections. There's agricultural. Why don't you tell us about that?
Well, part of the significance of the holiday is that Sukkot is the festival of Thanksgiving, where we harvest the food, and as a result of that, there were huts out in the fields for the harvesting, and that was part of the reason for having a sukkah. But even more important nowadays is that the sukkah is a very simple dwelling, and some of us now have more substantial houses, and so at least 1 week in the year we retreat to these very simple dwellings for our meals. Some people even sleep in it and that gives us a sense of appreciation for what we have.
Right, and it's a family tradition to build a sukkah every year and to have as many meals as possible and to invite friends over to as many meals as possible. What do you remember about your first sukkah? Why did you decide to build a sukkah in the first place?
Well, I grew up in an apartment, and then my first dwellings were apartments as well. But finally, in 1966, we moved to a house, and that gave us the opportunity to build a sukkah. We had space around the house, and so with a neighbor, we decided on a model that we were going to do. We went to the hardware store, we bought some wood, we put it into the ground, both in my house and in his house, and we tried to build this sukkah. Well, it was a disaster because we had a lot of rain, and the poles fell down because they were not well situated in the ground. And we learned from that. So the next sukkah, I had purchased a garden shed for my tools. And before I put the siding on, I used the framework of that shed as my sukkah, and that was really good. So subsequently, I learned from that, and we built more substantial dwellings that were very simple, but were at least able to withstand the rain. And I've been doing that now since 1966, virtually every single year, except once or twice, I think, when I had my hip replaced or things like that.
And I started building a sukkah at my house, where we are now, on this very patio. We've had a sukkah here since most years, since 2001 or so. So we will do it here again. The first year in 2001, I had a 2-year-old son who was very interested in tools, and we have some great photos of him with his plastic tools, and he was a help from a young age. Eventually he could build it himself, and now of course he's in college. So we've been doing this for many years. One important part of the sukkah is the schach, which is the roof material. It has to be plant material of some sort, and you have to have spaces between that traditionally so that you can see the stars. It's supposed to be not a permanent kind of a roof. So we're thinking we're going to cut back this big bush back here, and we'll have lots of material for our schach, for the roof. So you ready? Let's build a sukkah.
Let's do it.
Okay, well, we are done. As you can see, we have our table. We are ready to decorate the sukkah and to invite our guests, which of course is the most important part of building a sukkah, is to eat meals with your family and friends. So we're looking forward to that. Happy holiday, Chag Sameach, as we say in Hebrew.
Chag Sameach.
Thank you for joining us.